Proposition 19 is the one that almost by definition puts a smirk on one's face. Whether it's a smirk of derision or not is another issue. But the November 2010 marijuana legalization initiative also raises uniquely passionate feelings on both sides. No matter how you spin it, Prop 19 says anyone 21 or older can engage in personal consumption of marijuana in a non-public place. It will let local governments regulate these activities and let local governments also impose and collect a pot tax. It will also authorize criminal and civil penalties against anyone who sells, gives, or offers marijuana to anyone 18, 19, or 20 years old. Laws regarding selling or giving pot to minors would not be changed by Prop 19. Ballotpedia.org lists dozens of public officials, public agencies, and advocacy groups in support of Prop 19, including the California NAACP, the National Black Police Association, former Surgeon General Jocelyn Elders, as well as the ACLU, Normal, and the Oakland and Berkeley City Councils. Supporters say it'll reduce racial bias in marijuana cases. They say it'll create between 60,000 and 110,000 new jobs in our state, and they claim some pretty staggering estimates as far as money is concerned. They estimate at least $770 million in excise taxes per year, $240 million more in sales taxes per year, potential retail sales of $3 billion, and those are all the conservative-leaning figures. Their figures put the pot industry about 4 times larger than the California wine industry, and if you factor in industrial hemp, they say it would compare to our state's $3.4 billion a year cotton industry. Where Prop 19 lists dozens of official supporters, they list 5 official opponents. The president of MAD, the 2 district attorneys from LA and San Francisco, the president of the California State Firefighters Association, and Senator Dianne Feinstein. Also the politicians, church groups, and anti-drug organizations that you might expect. Then there's the groups you might not expect to oppose a legalization of pot measure, like the California Cannabis Association. The trade group of medicinal marijuana dispensaries says such a measure will make things harder for patients and medical pot distributors. They fear it'll lead to cities banning pot clubs, including medical marijuana dispensaries. The problem is many cities already have banned them or are working on banning them. Opponents also say Prop 19 will prevent bus and trucking companies from requiring drivers to be drug-free. They claim it'll cost over $9 billion in federal election money each year, which California would no longer be eligible for. And a similar argument goes for California companies who would no longer be eligible for certain federal government contracts. And then, speaking of the feds, there are the pesky federal laws. Marijuana remains a Schedule I drug under the Federal Controlled Substances Act of 1970.